The Mega Rayquaza Raid Day event has been officially announced, happening on June 29th, as most of us already knew. It is going to be elite raids. We're going to go over all the event details, plus I have a little bit of insider knowledge that makes this event better than it seems on the surface. Things like shiny rates, meteorite availability, as well as little bonuses that are being added. This is actually the first time a Mega has ever been an elite raid, so they're adding a new mechanic for elite Mega raids. We'll talk about that all in a second, but first let's break down the few event details that have been officially announced. That is that these are elite raids, so they are going to be in elite raid gyms at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. If you don't know how elite raids work, they spawn only in specific gyms. You can find those gyms in-game by tapping on a gym and looking for this little icon that you can see here in this screenshot. That tells you it is an elite raid gym. Generally, they're in parks or other green spaces, so that's where you want to watch out. And then the eggs will spawn 24 hours before they hatch. So the eggs will start spawning on Friday, June 28th at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. You'll be able to see these large elite red raid eggs above the gym. Now, having them spawn 24 hours ahead of time not only allows you to plan your raid day for that day, but also allows you to be there right when the egg hatches, giving you the most amount of chance of being there with other trainers to complete these raids. Now, once the eggs hatch, they'll be around for 45 minutes. So the ones that hatch at 1 p.m. will be around until 1:45, the ones at 2 p.m., 2:45, etc. The only other bit of official announcement information to go over here is the free timed research. This is how you're going to get a meteorite. You need to log in during that day to be able to get this research. And then once you complete it, you'll be able to get a meteorite. Now, if you don't know, Mega Rayquaza doesn't work like other Megas. For other Megas, you just need enough Mega energy to be able to Mega it that first time. For Mega Rayquaza, however, it needs to know the move Dragon Ascent to be able to Mega Evolve. And to teach it Dragon Ascent, you need to use a meteorite. You can't use a TM or an elite TM. Has to be a meteorite. So meteorites are key for getting Mega Rayquaza. Then the other way we're going to be able to get meteorites is from redeem codes. These haven't been released yet. If you saw it in the in-game news, it says once they get 38,400 new followers on their TikTok, then they will release these redeem codes. I have no doubt they'll release them whether that happens or not. But the important part here is these redeem codes will allow us to go to the redeem website, put in the code, and get more meteorites. Once those redeem codes have been released, I will put them in a pinned comment on this video, as well as a link to the redeem website. So come back here and check. It'll probably happen sometime close to the release of the event, but definitely come back to this video and check before you go out raiding and see if those redeem codes are there. Get yourself some more meteorites. Okay, that's it for all the official information. Let's talk about the insider information that I've got for you now. If you're not aware, this is the first ever Mega Elite Raid boss we've ever had. It's also the first Elite Raid boss we've had that has the shiny available in Pokemon Go. So I'm going to go over both those details, shiny rates, as well as a little bit of boost that's going to come with the Mega Elite raids that don't happen for regular Mega raids. Okay, so let's talk about shiny rates first. In normal legendary raids, the shiny rates are 1 in 20. If it's a raid day event, those get boosted to 1 in 10. Now, you may have noticed there was no shiny boost announced for this event, but I've heard from an inside source that's because elite raid bosses have a shiny rate of 1 in 10, not 1 in 20 like a normal legendary raid. Now, we've never been able to experience that before because previously the 4 elite raid bosses that we've had haven't had their shiny released yet in Pokemon Go. But Rayquaza has its shiny released. It will be shiny eligible during this event. And what I heard from that source is that that shiny rate will be 1 in 10, not 1 in 20. So that's some very good news regarding shiny rates. But now let's talk about Mega Elite raids. If you're not familiar with elite raids, they're stronger than the normal counterparts. So if it's just like a regular legendary, then instead of being a tier 5, it will be a tier 6 raid. This is a Mega raid, so it's going to be a Mega Pokemon that's going to be stronger than the normal Mega Rayquaza. So it will be a little bit tougher to take down. However, there's going to be a new mechanic put in place for this event that is going to get us a bonus drop of Mega Energy after we complete the raid. So we'll get that normal drop of energy that we get for defeating it as quickly as we do. If you don't know, the quicker you defeat a Mega Raid, the more Mega Energy you get. But aside from that Mega Energy, we're also going to get a bonus drop at the end that gives us extra Mega Rayquaza Mega Energy. That means we should hopefully have to do less Mega Raids. So if you don't know, Mega Rayquaza requires 400 Mega Energy energy to be able to mega evolve it, as well as that meteorite that I mentioned before. That is quite a bit of mega energy. However, because of these bonus drops at the end, we should hopefully have to do a significantly less number of mega raids to be able to mega evolve Rayquaza. All right, one last thing to talk about before we get to the best counters for mega Rayquaza, and that is just whether this event is worth it or not. And I have to say a very hard yes on this one. If you can go out and play, definitely a good event to play. Mega Rayquaza being in Elite Raids definitely makes it rarer and harder to get. But the key here, as I said before, is getting those meteorites. So even if you can't do any of these Elite Mega Rayquaza raids, log in during the event, get that timed research, complete it, and get that meteorite. That's the key here. That's going to be the rarest thing. Mega Rayquaza will come back into the regular Mega rotation eventually. You'll be able to get more Rayquaza, more Mega energy, but the meteorites are key. All right, now let's go over the best counters for Mega Rayquaza so you can take this thing down as quickly as possible and get the most amount of Mega energy. Mega Rayquaza as a dragon flying typing is going to take 256% damage from ice and 160% damage from rock, dragon, and fairy type attackers. So you definitely want to go with your best ice type raid attackers. Let's take a look here at the Game Press TDO/DPS website. This is my top site for looking at raid counters. So I've got the website up here already set up for Mega Rayquaza, as you can see up here, set as our raid boss. Now here's the thing that I like about this website especially, is it gives you different options to sort your top raid attackers. We're going to take a look at DPS first, that's damage per second. These counters will do the most amount of damage quickly. They might not survive long, but they'll do a lot of damage while they're on the field. I like to use this for mega raids because generally you want to take that mega raid down as quickly as possible, again, to get that most amount of mega energy. If you've got about 5 trainers or more with high levels of these counters, you'll definitely be able to take Mega Rayquaza down very quickly, and you probably won't have to re-lobby. So let's take a look at some of the top ones here. Shadow Mamoswine, of course, coming in the top one for DPS. It's got Powder Snow and Avalanche for that top moveset. Then we've got Shadow Weavile, Galarian Darmanitan, Mamoswine, Shadow Mewtwo with Psycho Cut and Ice Beam, very high in DPS as well. Mega Glalie is a good one if you're not using a different Mega. Baxcalibur, and then we get into things like Mega Abomasnow, Mega Rayquaza itself, of course, because that dragon, and then Mega Gardevoir with Charm and Triple Axle. So Triple Axle being an ice move there, a very good one also for taking down Mega Rayquaza. Probably a good Mega to go with if you need a Mega to take it down. If you don't need a Mega to take it down, you definitely want to use a Dragon Mega so you get as many Mega Candies as possible. So of course, if you already have a Mega Rayquaza, that's the best one. It's a top counter, and it's also going to do a lot of damage. But if you don't, then you might want to use Mega Gardevoir in there. It also won't die as quickly as some of the ice types like Shadow Mamoswine or Shadow Weavile, so it will stay on the field longer as well, which means you might want to put it somewhere near the back or in your last spot. It can kind of serve as an anchor that way. And then some of the other ones we've got here that are more budget are things like Weavile, Glaceon. We've got some more Shadows in there too that are also pretty good. Jinx is an interesting one there. Mewtwo, not the Shadow version, just Psycho Cut Ice Beam. Not a budget one, obviously, but still a good one to use. Aurorus is a good budget one in there as well. Beartick, also a pretty good one, and Avalugg. And then, of course, we have things like Shadow Garchomp, Mega Salamence for the dragon counters. Mega Diancie, if you have one. That can also work pretty well. And then if you're not going by DPS, if you have a smaller group of people and you need to be able to stay on the field longer, the other thing we can do here is either sort by TDO, that's the total damage output. That means it'll do a maximum amount of damage while it's on the field, but it might take a long time to do it. So it might be that it does low DPS, but it doesn't die quickly at all, so it stays on the field a long time. You can see here, Mega Gardevoir is coming in here with the top TDO at 1015, which is way above anything else, even above Xerneas at 750 here. So that's a pretty good one. But what I like about this website is you can sort by ER here, and this is kind of like a simulation. It didn't change much on this one, but it will often change it and be different than TDO. And you can see Mega Gardevoir still coming in at the top there. So that's definitely a good one to use as a Mega if you don't have a Mega Rayquaza or Mega Salamence, or another Mega Dragon that will function as both a counter and boost your candy gains. If you don't have that, definitely go with Mega Gardevoir. And then you have things in here like Xerneas, Mega Diancie, Zacian. Togekiss is a good budget one in there. Tapu Fini if you got a good one while it was out. We've got Shadow Alolan Ninetales, Shadow Gardevoir, Alolan Ninetales, another budget one in there. Gardevoir, Sylveon, Florges, also some good budget ones. Then we're getting down here, Mega Aggron, kind of iffy. I probably wouldn't go with that one. And then you get into things like Primarina and your other Tapus. You can use some of these like Mega Aggron if that's the only good Mega you have. You can definitely go with it, but there's lots of other good Megas. Any of the Dragon Megas, Mega Gardevoir, those are probably your best bets if you've got them. Okay, so those were some of the best counters. Now let's talk about the best Mega. We touched on this briefly, but let's see all the Megas that you could use to boost your candy here for Mega Rayquaza. So we can see there's a bunch of dragon types, obviously. Mega Ampharos, Mega Sceptile, Mega Altaria, Mega Salamence, Mega Latias or Latios, Mega Rayquaza or Mega Garchomp for your dragons. Some of those will function as good counters as well. Things like Mega Salamence, Mega Rayquaza, or Mega Garchomp, good counters, and they will boost your candy gains. However, things like Mega Sceptile, Mega Latias, and Latios, not necessarily good counters, but if you don't need a Mega for a counter and you just want it to boost your candy, use whichever one of these you have at the highest Mega level, as that will get you the most amount of candy and the best chance at Candy XL. You could also then go with the flying type Megas, which include Mega Pidgeot, Mega Pinsir, Mega Aerodactyl, Mega Salamence again, or Mega Rayquaza again. Now, Mega Rayquaza in these Elite raids is going to be a little bit stronger than regular Mega Rayquaza raids. So if you're not sure if you're going to be able to take it down with the amount of people that you have, then you definitely want to use a Mega that is going to be a good counter. So that could include Mega Gardevoir that won't boost your candies, but it could also include one of those Dragon Megas that can boost your candies. However, if you know you have a lot of trainers and you can take it down quickly without a Mega counter, then you could use any of those ones just to boost your candy for Mega Rayquaza, even though it's not in your raiding party. All right, everybody, that's all the information I have for this video. I want to give a quick shout out to our mythical members, Assassin Octopus, Body on a Planet, and Kate. Thank you so much to them for supporting the channel at the mythical level. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you haven't already for more Pokemon Go news tips and live streams. Both of those things really do help out the channel, and I appreciate them a lot. If you want more Pokemon Go content right now, check out one of the videos on screen. Happy hunting. I hope you get lots of meteorites and a very nice shiny Rayquaza from this raid event, and we'll see you in the next one, friends.
I've got something incredibly funky.